my name is Mary, and today I'm going to do the Reader Problems book tag. And yes, I did get new shelves, if you were wondering. They're so pretty. They're not the same color because one is like 10 years older than the other, but they actually fit all my books now, which I'm kind of amazed at. I'm like really amazed at. Let's get started. Number one. You have 20,000 books on your TBR. How in the world do you decide what to read next? So the thing with me is whatever I'm kind of feeling, I don't really like TBR jars or like lists. I've tried them, it doesn't work. I could say like I'm picking up Drums of Autumn next from Outlander, and then actually pick up All Fall Down. So it's really a decision of, do I want a short book, do I want a long book, what am I feeling right now, contemporary fantasy. I just don't find lists or like TBR jars helpful. I've tried those, they don't work. It's whatever I'm in the mood for in that. 2, you are halfway through a book and you're just not loving it. Do you put it down or push through it? It depends on the book. If it's like a really hyped up book, like Throne of Glass, I'll try to finish it just to see if it gets better. But if it's like an unknown book, or it's just something is like wrong that I'm not feeling, or I just don't feel like it's my type of book, I'll just put it down. Even though I don't really like not finishing books, it just, if a book isn't right for me, I just don't feel like I should finish it. Another book could take my time. 3, the end of the year is coming and you're behind on your reading challenge. Do you try to catch up, and how? Yes, I do try to catch up. I like to catch up. I like setting a goal for myself for different things, and especially with reading, because over the years I've found with school and such, I haven't really read as much as I would like to, so I like catching up. And I would probably do that by like reading shorter books, because I can read like a 300-page book or something like in like a day or less. So I'd probably read shorter books than like Outlander or Game of Thrones size books, but I would try to catch up, and if I couldn't reach that goal, I'd be very disappointed, but I would probably just like slightly lower that goal to whatever it was. Be that sneaky girl who like does that, and I'd be totally okay with that. 4, the covers of a series do not match. How do you cope? Now, this doesn't really happen for me much. I'm usually one who gets into series late. So usually if they don't match, they're like pretty fine. The only problem I have with this is I got into the Vampire Academy series late. Like really late. Like the first 3 or 4 something books of Bloodlines had already come out. So I had gotten book 3, Shadowkiss. I had gotten this book, and then they decided to change the covers. And I was like, okay, like I'll ask for these for Christmas. Like they'll probably still have the original covers. The second half are these ones. The ones with the like huge VA with the weird covers, and like you can kind of see the original cover on the background, but it's not the same, and it's just like, no, please, this is awful. Like, I understand why you thought these needed new covers, but like the originals I think are so much better, and especially since 2 of the books in the new covers are blue, but like they're just slightly different blues. It's like, which blue do I need? Like these just bother me. At least it's not like 1 and 5, it's 3 and 3, so it's like even. Because if it would have been like 1 and 5, 2 and 4, it would have like drove me nuts. I mean, as long as they don't change the last Bloodlines cover before I get that, because I have the first 5 books, as long as they don't change the sex cover before I actually get that book, I'm gonna be okay. So 5 is everyone and their mother loves a book that you do not like. How do you bond over shared feelings? So this quite happens to me a lot. And usually what I do is I rant on Goodreads, I rant on Tumblr. I just go any place that I can find to be like, why do you guys like these books? Like, am I missing something? Is there something important that I just, like, that I should know about? And then maybe, like, someone will write me back and say, hey, this is why you like it. But usually I just, like, rant on Tumblr, like, didn't like this book. Can someone please explain to me why you found this so great? Or go on Goodreads and then just go through all the 1-star reviews and be like, okay, yeah, I understand this person's pain. Number 6 is you are reading a book in public and you are about to start crying. How do you deal? So this has actually happened to me. I was reading the 4th or 5th book in the Gallagher Girls series, and it was coming to quite an emotional part. And I was at school, okay? I was at school, and I was just sitting on the wall, waiting to, like, go to the locker room to change for gym, and this really sad part comes along, and I just feel like my eyes burning, tears are starting to come. I'm like, do not freaking cry, because 1, it's high school, and it's just going to be awful, and 2, if people see you crying over a book, it's just going to be even worse. So I would probably just be like, calm down, and you can cry about it later. Like, reread that part, cry about it later. But, yeah, true story. So, I don't know what you guys would do, but I would just, like, try and, like, push those emotions away. Unless, like, it was strangers, and I'd be, like, sobbing and being like, oh God, this book, and they'd just be sitting on the park bench next to me, like, yeah. 7 is the sequel to a book you love just came out, but you have forgotten a lot about what it's about. Are you going to reread, skim, skip? What are you going to do? So, this is actually happening to me right now. I have not read The Chronicles of Nick in a few years. So much that gotten to a point where the 3rd book has just come out that I've missed, which shows you how long I haven't read the book. I caught up and then I've missed like 2 or 3 books. So I'm actually not really remembering what's going to happen when I actually pick up the next book. I'm probably just gonna like skim a summary, like what I did when I was reading The Last Sorrow. Just skimmed a summary of The Infinite Sea and just be like, oh yeah, that happened, oh yeah, that happened, oh yeah, that happened. So just kind of like remember some of it, maybe skim a little bit, because I don't have time to reread that. Like, what are you talking about? I have so many books here. There's no time to reread. Number 8. You do not want anyone to borrow your book, so how do you politely say no when someone asks? Usually, there's only one person that borrows my books, because I know she'll take care of them very well, and she's my best friend. She's usually okay with me saying no, if it's like a signed book, or a new book that I just got in last month or something. She's okay with it. Like, she's pretty good, with me saying no. She'll understand, because she's a book reader too. But usually, if it's just like something that people like really want or like really need, it's just gonna be like, sorry, no, that's not gonna happen. I would like take no like crap on the I really need it kind of stuff. No, you're not borrowing this book. Number 9, you have picked up and put down 5 different books in the last month. How do you get over this reading slump? You know what? I just like to ride out the reading slumps, usually with Netflix. So I try not to push through it. If I really want to get over a reading slump, I'll just push through it. But usually I try not to, because usually I burn myself out in the past 2 months. I probably just ride it out like I usually do with Netflix or something else, watching videos on YouTube. I don't really just push through stuff. It doesn't, no. It's like bad books. If it's just not happening for me, I put it down, I set it aside, I'll deal with it later. 10. There are so many books coming out that you are just dying to read. How many do you buy? It depends. Like, if it's like 10 books coming out, then usually I'll just be like, oh, maybe like 3 or 4. If there's like 5, I'll usually just buy 1. It doesn't, like, I usually try not to buy all of them just because I have so many books on my shelf that I haven't read already. I don't usually buy like 10 books when I'm going to a bookstore. I like to, save my money for phone bill, my guitar lessons, stuff like that. And 11. After you've purchased all these new books that you're dying to read, how long do they sit on your shelf? That's anywhere from a day to years. Bitter Blue yeah, that just happened. Bitter Blue I got as a gift probably about 6 years ago. I've still not read it. Gotten a little way through it, not that much. I'm just like never in the mood for it. And it's the only like Kristen Cashore Graceling Realm book I haven't read, so I feel like really bad about that. But I'm just like never in the mood for it, and it's been sitting on my shelf for 6 years, and I feel really bad. So I need to get to this like really quick. So that was the Reader Problems book tag. And if you want, and I'm not going to tag anybody because this is like 2 years old or something, so people have probably already done it. So do it if you want to. And I will see you guys next time with another video. Bye!